Voice Episode 26, The Starlit Void. In the hidden vault beneath Apex Core, Gideon Varn stepped into the sensory deprivation chamber, a titanium egg glowing with liquid, blue and gold, infused with quantum nutrients that fed his nanobots, sustaining a frame that had endured millennia. The chamber sealed, with a soft hiss, plunging him into absolute darkness, a void where light, sound, and touch dissolved. The liquid enveloped him, its warmth indistinguishable from his skin, erasing the edges of his body. No hum of Nova Reach's spires, no pulse of Helix's drones, no echo of his breath. Only silence, a canvas of pure nothingness that stretched infinite. Gideon exhaled, his mind a tempest of plans and memories, a labyrinth carved across 26,000 years. He began the ritual of stilling, a discipline honed through centuries of war and loss. Thoughts surged, the core's pulsing weight, now secured in his vault. Cain's defiance, now bound to his cause. The Covenant's shadow, still lurking. But he let them pass, ungrasped, like leaves on a river. Each strategy, each regret, was a pebble dropped into a pond, rippling briefly before sinking. He focused on the void, not as absence but as clarity, a mirror reflecting only truth. His heartbeat slowed, a faint metronome fading to silence. His nanobots hummed, syncing with the liquid's rhythm, and his mind emptied. A sky without stars, a desert without wind. For 10 minutes he was no one, neither strategist nor survivor, neither Atlantean nor immortal. Just a spark in the infinite, perfectly still, perfectly clear. Then, a shift. A faint tingling stirred at the edge of his consciousness, like a breeze across a sleeping sea. His nanobots, attuned to the chamber's quantum pulse, amplified his neural pathways, untethering his mind from flesh. The darkness cracked, not with light but with motion. A sensation of falling upward, his consciousness a comet streaking through the void. He was no longer in the chamber, no longer bound to Earth. The cosmos unfolded, vast and merciless, a tapestry of nebulas swirling in crimson and violet, their gaseous tendrils curling like lovers' fingers. Stars pulsed, some newborn, others dying, their light a chorus of ancient fire. He drifted through a binary system, twin suns locked in a dance, their gravity tugging at his formless self. A ringed planet loomed, its storms churning in silence, and beyond, a black hole yawned, its event horizon a maw whispering of endings. The vision accelerated, galaxies spinning past, spirals, ellipticals, clusters blazing with time's weight. Gideon felt no body, no breath, only the rush of being everywhere, everything. Then the cosmos receded, and the darkness returned, no longer empty. Cloud of color breaks in either, itrer. Emerald, sapphire, gold, flashing like lightning in a storm, they coalesced, forming shapes, vague at first. A silhouette, a spire, a face. The colors sharpened and memories flooded in, vivid as reality. A Rolodex of his endless life spinning open. He sifted through them, not by choice, but by instinct. A Viking battlefield, 872 CE, the hatchet splitting his skull, blood freezing in the snow. A Florence villa, 1523. Isabella's auburn hair catching candlelight, her laugh a blade through his heart. A Mesopotamian campfire, 12,000 years ago, the tribe's bead woven into his staff, their eyes naming him Skywalker. Each scene was crisp, tactile. He smelled the smoke, felt the cold, heard the voices. He was there, living them again, his consciousness a needle threading time's fabric. The vision locked on a single moment. Cairo, July 1954. The air thick with dust and diesel. The Nile's shimmer a faint pulse beyond the city's clamor. Gideon stood in a shadowed office, its walls yellowed by cigarette smoke, a ceiling fan creaking lazily overhead. He was not Gideon Varn tonight, but Ezra Cohen, a discreet advisor to Israel's young government, his silver hair dyed black, his storm gray eyes hidden behind tinted glasses. His tailored suit, charcoal and crisp, blended with the air's elite. But his presence, calm, commanding, a predator in repose, set him apart. At 50 in appearance, his nanobots kept him ageless, his mind a vault of strategies spanning empires. The room buzzed with tension. Across a cluttered desk sat Pinhas Lavon, Israel's defense minister, his lean frame hunched, brow furrowed, sweat beading despite the fan. Papers, maps, coded cables, grainy photos spilled across the desk, detailing Operation Susanna, a covert plot to bomb British and American targets in Egypt. The goal: sow chaos, blame Egyptian nationalists, and delay Britain's withdrawal from the Suez Canal, securing Israel's strategic edge. The plan, executed by a cell of young Egyptian Jews, had unraveled. Bombs misfired, agents captured, Egypt's police closing in. Lavon's hands trembled, his voice sharp with panic. "This is a disaster, Ezra. Nasser will hang them. The world will brand us terrorists. What the hell do we do?" Gideon leaned back, fingers steepled, his baritone smooth as polished stone. "Pinhas, panic is a luxury we can't afford. The cell's exposed, yes, but the game isn't over. We shift the board." His mind, honed by millennia, dissected the crisis. Egypt's propaganda machine, Britain's colonial pride, Israel's fragile alliances. He had orchestrated this operation, not its clumsy execution, but its intent. Knowing chaos could strengthen Israel, a nation he saw as a bulwark against the Templar Covenant's growing influence in the region. The Covenant, lurking in Cairo's shadows, whispered in Nasser's ear, their agents weaving webs to destabilize the young state. Gideon's gambit was a counterstroke, a spark to disrupt their plans, but the cell's failure threatened to ignite a firestorm. Outside, Cairo pulsed with life. Bazaars thrumming with vendors, hawking spices, trams rattling through dusty streets, the call to prayer weaving through the din. The office's window framed a slice of the city. A felucca gliding on the Nile, its sail catching the sunset's fire, while British officers in khaki sipped tea at Shepherd's Hotel, oblivious to the bombs meant for their kind. Gideon's gaze flicked to the street below, where a man in a fedora lingered too long. A Covenant watcher, perhaps. Or just a thief. He filed it away, his mind a chessboard where every piece mattered. "Shift how?" Lavon snapped, slamming a fist on the desk, scattering cables. "The agents are in cells, Ezra. Cairo's screaming about Zionist plots. We're exposed." Gideon's lips twitched, not quite a smile. "Exposure is opportunity, Pinhas. We disown the cell, call it a rogue faction, unaffiliated. Leak a story to Reuters. Overzealous patriots, no state backing. Egypt jails them, not us. Meanwhile, we pivot. Feed Nasser false intel. Suggest the Muslim Brotherhood planned the bombs, not Jews. He's paranoid. He'll bite. It buys us time, weakens his trust in his own ranks." Lavon blinked, his panic easing, replaced by a grudging respect. "And the agents? We abandon them?" Gideon's eyes darkened, a flicker of the wanderer who'd mourned a tribe's loss millennia ago. "We don't abandon. We negotiate, quietly. Egypt wants trade concessions, arms deals. Offer them through back channels. Nasser's pride demands a win. Give him one, and the agents live. Not free, but alive." The fan creaked, the room thick with smoke and sweat. Lavon rubbed his temples, voice low. "You're a cold bastard, Ezra, but it might work." He paused, eyeing Gideon. "Why do you care so much? You're not even Israeli." Gideon's smile was faint, a mask over truths too vast for the room. "I care about survival, Pinhas. Nations, like men, must endure." He rose, adjusting his glasses, his mind already spinning contingencies, planting the leak, contacting a Mossad operative in Alexandria, watching the Covenant's next move. The office faded, Cairo's heat giving way to the vision's pull, the Rolodex spinning again. The psychedelic tide receded, colors dissolving into the chamber's darkness. Gideon's consciousness snapped back, the liquid's glow faint against his skin. A sharp ping cut through the silence, a comms signal, urgent, piercing the chamber's isolation. His eyes opened, storm gray and steady, as he pressed a panel within the tank. The liquid drained, the chamber hissing open, cool air biting his scarred torso. He stepped out, dripping, and activated a hollow screen embedded in the vault's wall. Zara Rain's face flickered into view, her crimson cyber eye whirring, her scar stark under Apex Core's neon glow. Her liquid black bodysuit rippled, her voice clipped, Iron Dominion burr sharp. Gideon, Operation Goose protocol's on track. Kane's secure, the core's with you, as planned. But there's a new piece on the board. She paused, her eye narrowing, a rare hint of intrigue. I found one of Kane's old crew, Caleb Tanner, goes by Rook. Slum rat, lockpick savant. He's got Kane's tattoos, same crew marks. Says he escaped the Covenant, wants to link up with Kane. I don't trust him, but he's got details. Too many to be a plant. Gideon's fingers tightened on the chamber's edge, his mind snapping to focus, the Lavan Affair's echoes fading. Rook, a ghost from Kane's past, a variable unaccounted for. The Covenant's involvement was expected, but Rook's escape raised questions. A defector? A pawn? Or a trap woven by Cyrus's zealots? Where is he now? Gideon asked, his baritone calm but edged, already mapping the board. With me, Zara said, panning the comms to show Rook. Lean, bloodied, hazel eyes defiant, a stolen Covenant robe hanging off his frame. Caught him trying to lift my hollow mask at a border post. He's slippery, but he's talking. Says the Covenant's got assassins hunting Kane. Didn't know we already had him. Gideon's gaze hardened, a chessmaster seeing the board shift. Bring him to the safe house, Zara. Keep him close, but don't let him bolt. If he's Kane's brother, he's leverage, or a liability. And the protocol? Zara's lips twitched, not quite a smile. Moving forward. With the core in hand, we're prepping the next phase. 72 hours before Helix or Libra sense the ripple. I'll update you at the rendezvous. The screen flickered out, and Gideon stood alone. The vault's relics, staff, painting, hatchet, watching in silence. His nanobots hummed, knitting the last of the chamber's nutrients into his frame, but his mind was elsewhere, spinning through possibilities. Rook's arrival was a spark, Kane's loyalty a flame, and the core a key. The Covenant, the ASIs, the looming cycle, all converged on a scavenger who joined his fight, willingly or not. He dressed swiftly, midnight blue coat settling over his shoulders, its nano threads shimmering faintly. The vault's amber light caught his silver hair, his angular face set with resolve. Cairo, 1954, was a memory, a lesson in playing the long game. Now, in 2070, the stakes were higher. Atlantis' legacy, Earth's cycle, a war against gods. He stepped toward the vault's exit, boots silent on the stone, ready to meet Zara, Rook, and the storm Canevas had ignited. The chamber dimmed, its relics fading into shadow, as Gideon's vow burned brighter than ever, a spark to defy the stars, or burn the world trying.